and welcome to MapleWoodian.com podcast. We have on the phone Gene Chesowitz, the legendary coach of Columbia High School soccer, now in his 50th year. How are you doing, Coach?
Thank you, fine. Thank you for calling.
Thank you for being with us. Well, you're getting quite the attention, as you deserve this week, but I don't know if a lot of people know you are in, this will be your 50th season?
This is my 50th season of coaching and 51 season of teaching physical education at Columbia High School.
So now, how did you were born in Ukraine and you came to the U.S. when you were about 12?
Yes.
And what did now you live in West Orange now, right?
Yeah, I live in West Orange. We arrived to USA to Philadelphia. We arrived to Boston on a ship, on a Navy ship, and then they gave us each $15 to make a living in America. So the three brothers and my mother and my father we got total of 45 and 50 and 30, around $75 to get our life started in America. But we were the happiest people on earth. They didn't have to give us anything. We still would have been happy. So because we are in America. So then they put us on a train and they sent us to Philadelphia. And in Philadelphia we had some relatives that helped us out. And we grew up in Philadelphia playing soccer and trying to learn English as much as possible and as fast as possible.
Now, your father played on an international team?
No.
Or who was that?
The United States soccer, the United States national teams. My brother Walter.
Your brother played, right? Okay.
My brother Walter played, and I played for the Olympic team. But we both coached the United States World Cup team. I coached first. I was a national coach first, and then I coached the international games. And the biggest game that I coached was against Poland. At that time, the super team of soccer in the world, and we beat Poland 1-0 here in the United States. That was one of the biggest upsets major upset in favor of United States. So I was the United States coach first. Then my brother came along. He was the United States coach as well, and he was the first-time full-time coach of the United States teams, the World Cup teams, and the Olympic teams, and so on.
Now, you coached in 1973. What team was that? The World Cup team?
I coached the World Cup team. I coached to qualification. I also coached the United States Olympic team and the national team.
What year was the Olympic team?
The Olympic team was 66, I think. I don't remember. But 66. Hold on for a second. Let me see if I can get my wife to remember.
Or 64 or 68 were the Olympics.
68. It must have been.
Was that in Mexico?
That's right. Yeah, but we never qualified. Mexico beat us, and we went to Canada. They also, so we didn't qualify because you had to come in first in your region in order to go.
I see.
To the playoffs.
So when you came to Columbia in what, 1963, 62?
63, I came to Columbia, but as a teacher, and I did not coach until the year after.
Now, how did you get to Columbia as a teacher? Had you taught elsewhere, or were you right out of college? How did that happen?
I graduated from college, Temple University in Philadelphia.
Very good.
I went to apply for I majored in physical education and minored in Russian language.
Excellent.
But because of being Ukrainian, I had some idea what the Russian language was all about, and make it easier for me to pick up the Russian language in a minor. So as I graduated from college, the idea was to get a job. Those days it was extremely hard to get a job in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia area, particularly for teachers, because there's so many candidates that graduated from so many colleges around Philadelphia.
So how do you end up in Columbia?
Okay? So I first went to Chatham for 2 years.
Okay.
I got an interview, and they liked the way I sounded, and they gave me a job to teach physical education and teach Russian language. Because of Russian language, I was teaching adult school Russian language in Chatham because they liked that idea. They wanted to incorporate the Russian language. At that time, we still had difficulties with politics, with and diplomacy with Russia. So they wanted to. We wanted to continue. So they wanted to put in the curriculum the Russian language after I get done with the first year. And what happens though, after the second year, I learned that I had to give up Chatham because Chatham Township built a new high school, and so everybody moves now from Chatham, which was on Main Street at Chatham, and that school will be now the middle school, and everybody else is moving to the thing, and they don't need that many physical education teachers. And being the youngest guy on the staff, I had to give up. They wanted me I didn't have a job.
So they combined the high schools?
No, they didn't combine. They made the high school on Main Street middle school now, but the brand new high school was built at Chatham Township to be the high school.
Oh, I see.
The township and the borough.
So you came to Columbia. What was Columbia like in 1962 when you were there? What's the biggest difference?
62 Columbia High School was one of the finest schools in a country. It was a first-class school. You have to have special abilities as a teacher. There was a high-level education. 99.9 percentage students went to college when they graduated from Columbia. It was you have to wear, if you're a teacher, you have to wear a tie and a jacket.
Excellent.
Yeah. So it was it was a blue ribbon school, and that school, the Columbia High School, was ranked the best in the state, as well as one of the top in the nation, as well as Westfield High School at that time also was ranked right behind us. So they are very good as well. But I had a hard time getting a job there. It wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. I came for an interview, and at the Board of Education, he checked me over. We interviewed for about an hour, and then he says to me, "Listen, I want you to come back in 2 weeks, and we may be able to finalize the whole thing. But come back in 2 weeks, but don't come back unless you fix your front teeth."
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, because playing soccer, I was
a little banged up.
Yeah, exactly, with elbows flying all over the place and so on.
Oh my God.
So I say I know it's going to be very hard for me. I don't have any money to do that. Can I go to dentist because I don't have any money, and it's going to be very hard for me to do that. So I applied then to other schools, and I got a job at Manchester Regional High School in New Jersey. And when I get when I start, no, I didn't. 5 days later, the Board of Education of South Orange Maple calls me back, and they say, "Well, are you coming back?" and so on. I says, "No, because I already have a job at Manchester Regional High School." And they say, "No, we want you to come back." Ooh. So now I come back to the office, and that time Board of Education was exactly where South Orange Police is right now.
Oh my God!
That building, yeah. South Orange Police took over and built a new building there for themselves, but the initial house that was there was the Board of Education house in South Orange in Maplewood. So then I came back, and I walked in, and the assistant superintendent of the school says to me, "How you doing?" I says, "Fine." I said to him, "Listen, I already have a job." What? No. I said, listen, I didn't have the money to fix my teeth. I'm sorry, and I don't have any insurance or anything like that, so I could not, continue without assuring myself for a job. So he says, no. I will. He says, you just listen. First of all, you go to this and this dentist in South Orange and bring the bill to me. I will take care of that. Secondly, he says to me, I will call the Manchester Regional High School to get the Board of Education to get a release for you. And I said, yeah, but I don't think they would do it, and so on. So he did that. He worked hard, and he got me back to South Orange, and I went to the dentist and fixed my teeth, so everybody was happy.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So then what's changed the most, do you think, at the high school since you started?
The high school, Columbia High School for years, every 10 years or so, you're as a teacher, you'll find that you need to change with the students.
Sure.
You need to go and change the environment and everything else, and your attitude and everything else. You need to be able to understand them and try to help them to meet all the standards, educational standards. Try to help them and do it the way they would like to be the best. Then you get dealing with the discipline problems, such as the early stages of chewing gum, or the early stages of smoking. Then you proceed on. Then you got the drugs, and after the drugs, you got all kinds of hippies and everything else. So there was a way where you have to change in our society every 10 years, and I managed to do that. And so I have had a terrific educational experience with our students and so on. It was the most beautiful thing. It was a very special, profound experience teaching at Columbia High School and working for the Board of Education. Right now it changed a little bit, but it's still one of the best. The teachers are sensational. One of the best schools in New Jersey, because they provide so many opportunities and so many choices of in the curriculum in every department. My two sons, for example, graduated, and I'm very proud of that at Columbia High School. They graduated. One is Michael, the youngest son. Michael went to Rutgers University after he graduated with no problems, well prepared for college, and he managed everything all by himself. He didn't need any help from any counselors or anything like that. The second was my son, my oldest son, Gene. Now, Gene, talking to the counselors, he found that he said, I would like to go to Ivy League school, to Brown University. So he had no problems getting to Brown University after being educated by our staff at Columbia High School. They would just prepared him so well that he had no problems being accepted.
Excellent.
So,
now, you coached a lot of players who went on to be soccer coaches themselves, right?
Yeah, many. For example, Jack Weber, Montclair High School. For example, Lenny Armit at Drew University in Madison. For example, Marty Berman at Seton Hall High School.
Excellent.
Kevin Williams, who coaches 9th graders at Seton Hall, plus the varsity basketball team. He was sensational, Kevin Williams. Jimmy Madden, he is a counselor at New Providence, now political, but he also coaches 3 or 4 teams on the side on a club level.
And you also coached Andrew Shue, who went on to make a movie about coaching,
Gracie.
and some other people, big names. Any other big names that went through Columbia?
Okay, Gracie, there was a movie about soccer,
right.
and myself, and so on and so on, and of course Elizabeth, the Gracie Shue. So Andrew Shue lives in Princeton, and he was terrific. So it was a nice movie, and it's very interesting. But other kids, like for example, Musa Shannon. Musa Shannon is from Liberia in Africa. He just came over this summer to work in my camp, and he is the president of the federation in Liberia, of Soccer Federation, which is a big thing not in this country, but in Europe and Africa and South America. It's a big thing.
And what is the camp? Tell us about the camp you do.
Okay, the camp that we do, that I do, is 5 weeks of camp every summer, 4 to 5 weeks every summer of camp. And what we do, it's open for everyone. I give out many scholarships. Some kids cannot pay. I do that along with the South Orange Recreation Department, and they provide me with the fields and so on. And the South Orange Recreation Department has been very good about it. So we do every summer. I run camp, and I have a lot of good staff. For all former coaches, all of my former coaches, all former players are my coaches for the camp. And they know the way the way I want them to teach. They know the correct attitude and pattern that they must form. So good habits develop, the proper habits, and so on. So the habits, if we catch them early, when they're young, like 7, 6, 5, 8, 9, 10 years old, and we teach them the proper techniques and tactics, they will be able to keep those, remembering that. But if so it's very easy for me to have, along with my staff, to teach the kids to continue to be the best they could be in soccer and enjoy themselves.
Okay, we're going to let you go, but one other question. What has been your approach all these years in coaching soccer that's kept you in the
Hold on for a second.
job?
Can you hold on, please, for a second? Please. Hello? 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 Hi. How you doing, San Diego? Okay. Good. But we have what? Yeah, no problem. No problem. Yeah. Okay, no problem. No problem. Yeah. No problem. I'll see you then on Saturday. Thanks for calling. Good. Good. Bye-bye. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're a popular man.
Yes, my assistant coach is calling me for practice preparation for the first game. I know we have on practice.
No, but this to let you go. What's sort of been your approach that you think has been so successful? 50 years of being the coach, they don't keep you around just for fun. You had to earn it. What's your secret in terms of
my secret is
coaching the kids?
Coaching the kids is to teach the kids in a disciplined way, and they must give me a full attention, 100% attention and concentration. They also must become not good, not very good, not excellent, but perfect in a soccer execution. I demand that. Now, you say to yourself, there's nobody, you say, we know there's nobody perfect in the world. But the fact that I'm using the way to get to them, I'm using the perfection, they'll be very close, or maybe even doing the perfect execution, and so on. So the demand is a little greater. I don't want him to be very good. I don't want him to be perfect, but I want him to be perfect. You know, so this is my philosophy. Now, the correct habits of soccer, which is so important. If you don't know how to dribble the ball in basketball when you're young, you got to start teaching them how to dribble the ball, how to move the ball around. And so you teach that when they're small, and they learn that the NBA becomes perfect, because as you're dribbling the ball, you need to look up to see where your teammates are at the same time, and you need to know where the ball is. So all these habits have to be taught to them, and specifically introduced to them, so they are capable of be an excellent passer, an excellent dribbler with soccer ball, with and without the soccer ball, an excellent intelligent decision maker, and so on and so on. Perfection. To reach that perfection, you have to go through all these steps, and the faster you learn as a little guy or little girl, all these steps, you will achieve high degrees. We have so many kids from Columbia went on scholarships. We have so many kids from Columbia that are now professional people, lawyers, doctors, teachers, you name it. They are everybody, and coaches, and college coaches, and so on and so on. So all these people, I'm very proud of. They achieved something and they are good family, good Americans, and they bringing up their kids to be the same way, to follow my ways of my philosophy, to make sure that they, the kids, make sure that the kids are well prepared, especially when they're young, and they are, following the step-by-step procedures.
Okay. Hey, thank you very much for being with us.
Okay.